Hey, I'm Sam from Barn2 with another WordPress tutorial. And today we're going to take a look at how to set up WP Forms so you can collect user-submitted content on your site. Then I'll show you how to organize the data by setting up custom post types. And I'll even show you how to display the data in an organized and searchable table format with some handy Barn2 plugins. So if you're looking for a way to collect any custom data from contributors or visitors of your site and a way to display that data for other users, then you've clicked on the right video. Now we're going to cover this in 3 main parts, each with their own individual steps, so stay with me. First, we'll cover installation and setup of WP Forms on your site. Then we'll talk about storing the data as a regular post or creating a separate custom post type. And finally, we'll look at displaying the user-submitted data in a searchable, filterable table using Post Table Pro. So by the end of the video, you'll have something that looks a little bit like this. Or depending on what you're displaying, you may instead need Document Library Pro or WooCommerce Product Table, but I'll cover that later on. Now let's go back and begin with part 1, letting users submit content to your site using WP Forms. Obviously, for this to work, we need to install and activate WP Forms on our website, and you will need the Pro version, not the free or light version. So I'll link that below in the description if you don't already have it on your site. Now, once that's all set up, we need to take a moment to think about how we want to build our form. In other words, what points of data do we want to collect from users or contributors? On my demo website, I'm going to create a business directory. And for that, I'll need the following fields: business name, short description, office address, phone number, email, website, and I'll add a CAPTCHA to the form as well. Now we know what we're adding and what sort of data we want to collect, we can go ahead and build the form. Navigate to WP Forms on the left and click Add New. Enter a form name. I'm going to call mine Add a Business and choose Blank Form. Now the form builder has opened up. We can choose some different fields to add into our form. Let's start with some single line text and drag it over. Instead of calling it single line text, let's call it the business name. And we'll make this a required field by checking this button down here. Now let's come back and add a few more sections. Recall that we needed the office address, phone number, email, and website. We decided on that earlier, so let's add all of those now. For the address though, we can't use this fancy field because it collects data in a way that our table will not be able to recognize later on down the track. So unfortunately, we have to just use the single line text again for the address. Again, we can make this required or leave it optional. Now we can add phone, email, website, and let's add a short description as well. Let's use the paragraph text for a short introduction. Make sure you go through and check for this little red star to see which ones are required. So let's require the website and the email. And let's make this introduction required as well. Now, I almost forgot, we should add a logo. So let's use the file upload and we can put that here. And instead of file upload, let's use the logo. And you can set the maximum file size as well as set the allowed file extensions. Now, finally, I encourage you to use the CAPTCHA feature as well on your form before making it go live. However, it does require a little bit of setup. So you'll see when I try to add it, it gives me this warning dialog. So I would need to set that up step by step. And I'm not going to do that in this tutorial. And finally, hit save when you're ready. Now to see what we've actually made, we need to display this form somewhere on our website. You can do this in a number of ways. You can either add it to an existing page or create a new dedicated page. In my case, I created a dedicated page for this form to live on. From the WP Forms Builder page, select the option Embed. You can find this in the top right corner of your screen. It'll ask you to choose whether you want to embed the form on an existing page or create a new one, select whatever suits you and continue following the instructions. Then, of course, I strongly recommend testing the form before making anything go live. Copy the URL of the page that you built before and open this in an incognito browser. Add some fake data and submit the form. Then come back to your WordPress dashboard and check for new entries by going to WPForms Entries. You should be able to see the data that you just entered. If you don't see any data, then contact support. Now, just a side note, it's entirely possible to keep this form hidden and password protected, but that's outside the scope of this video. So I'll pop a link in the description about password protection for the form, which you can read about if you're interested. And now that our form is all working, we can move on to part 2, storing the data in the WordPress database. In terms of storing this user-submitted data, there are a few options to choose from depending on what your goal is. For documents and any other type of resource, I recommend the Document Library Pro plugin from Barn 2. This will automatically create a documents post type, which you can map to the form. For e-commerce products, make sure you've installed the free WooCommerce plugin. This will create a products type that you can also map to the form. And for literally any other type of data, you can either store it as a post or page on your WordPress site, or you can create a custom post type and store it using the Post Table Pro plugin, which I'll talk about in a minute. This could be anything, including testimonials, business listings, job, or even event listings. For these sort of listings, a custom post type is the best way to go, because the alternative of storing things as posts or pages will serve to clutter up your website too much and be terribly difficult to organize. So with that in mind, creating a custom post type is definitely optional if you are just looking to store documents or products. But if you're looking for something else, then continue with this next step of the tutorial. Otherwise, you can just skip ahead. For this step, we need to create a custom post type. This is actually quite easy to do, and we just need one free plugin from Barn 2. Download and install the free Easy Post Types and Fields plugin from our website. You can find a link below in the description. Once that's all ready and installed, you should see a new option called Post Types on the left. Click on that and click Add New. You're going to add the singular name. In this case, it would be business, and the plural name, businesses. Then for this purpose, we're going to disable the author, but keep the title, content, excerpt, and featured image for our post type. Now we need to add some custom fields to it. First custom field, we're going to add new. This one will be for the address. Office address. Then we're going to add one for email, phone, and website. So these are all the custom fields that we want to collect from our form, and later we're going to match these to the form itself. Now you can see our custom post type here is on the left, businesses. And all of the entries from the form will appear here once we've mapped it together. Now the next step is to link our form from part 1 that we created with our custom post type, which in this case is businesses. First, let's map our form fields to the post type. To do this, download and install the WPForms Post Submissions add-on. You can find it here in the add-on sections and follow the instructions, then click Activate so you see the status is active. Once that's ready, go to WPForms All Forms and choose the form that we're working on. Now, click on Settings over on the left and click on Post Submissions. Enable Post Submissions, scroll down to Post Type and select Businesses. Then for the post title, we'll use the business name. For the post content, it'll be the introduction. The excerpt we can leave blank. Featured image will be the logo. And the post status we'll set to draft or pending review. So we can review submissions before they are published. Now we're not quite done. We also need to map the other custom post types and fields to this form. So follow along. So first of all, let's add the fields. There are 4 of them. We need to add the office address, the phone, email, and website. And the meta key is a little bit tricky, but we need some kind of a short code string of text that relates to each of these. So what we need to do is open a new tab and navigate to our post types. And for businesses, click on custom fields. And this will give us the slug for each of the custom fields. Now we need to copy this from each one into the form here. So for email, we'll go email. But the tricky thing is we need to add something before this, which relates to the Easy Post Types plugin. We need to type EPT for Easy Post Types underscore businesses underscore email. EPT underscore businesses underscore is Easy Post Types from the plugin, and businesses being the post type that we created. Now we need to repeat this step for all of the different fields. So let's go back to our other tab, copy and paste the rest of these. So for example, office address, phone, and website. And remember, we need this EPT underscore businesses underscore for all of them. So let's just copy and paste that. And here we have phone. And here we have website. Now let's save that. And so long as everything's working properly and we've inputted the correct information here, then we have mapped the form fields to the post type. So we're almost there, but now our website still doesn't quite know how to display this information because it's a bunch of custom post types and fields. So the best way to display this is using the Post Table Pro plugin. This plugin is designed for displaying posts, pages, and custom post types, just like the one we have created now. So this is the one that we're going to use today, but as I mentioned, you can also use the Document Library Pro for document post types, and we also have a WooCommerce Product Table plugin, which will display products in a table layout as well. All of these options follow similar steps to the Post Table Pro plugin because the table generator is pretty much exactly the same, with just some varying options for the different post types. Now, being a premium plugin, you'll need to head to our website to grab a copy of any of these plugins, all of which are linked in the description below this video. Setup is straightforward, and once you've entered your license key, you can start building a table by clicking on Tables, Add New. Let's give this table a name. Let's call it Business Listings. Now, what type of content do we want to display? Well, rather than posts or pages, we're going to choose our custom post type, businesses, and go next. We'll keep it with all businesses. Now, this is the fun part. For the columns, we're going to add all of our custom fields from earlier. So content is not going to be at the top. Let's move the title. And also let's add the image. So this would be the featured image from the form. So it'll start with the image. It'll have the title, which is the business name, the content, which we recall is mapped to the introduction. So we can actually rename this. And this remains the content field type. The excerpt we left blank, so let's get rid of that. And let's add some custom fields. So for this, we need CF, custom field. We're going to add that. And this custom field, first one will be website. And for that, we just need the slug, this time without the EPT businesses. So we can just write website and done. Now we'll repeat those steps for the other columns, including the email and phone number. But for now, I'm just going to do the email as an extra one. So we need the custom field. We need that to be the email. And this will be email. Done. All right, so I have 5 columns. I think that's pretty good for my table. Let's go next. Don't worry about the rest of these. You can come back to them later. Sorting, no problem. Okay, our table has been created. Now let's add it to a page. So all you need is to remember the name of the table that we created, and we'll go to Pages, and we'll use the page business directory. We're going to edit that. Now let's add a block. Search for post table in the block editor, And let's move this up to the top and select the table business listings. Now update. Now we need to go back and add some fake data or real data so you can see how the table looks once somebody submits data through your form onto your website. Now, when we view the page, you should be able to see the table with the settings that you chose during setup. You can edit them at any time by going back to Tables and editing whichever one you like. So in this case, I might change this name from title to business name, and I can also add more columns like the phone number or the address, which is some information that we were also collecting on the form. But in any case, we have our table all set up with the image and the information, and we can sort this information alphabetically using these different dropdowns. We can even add filters and a search bar to the table as well if we would like to. But that's a tutorial for another video. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of this tutorial. I hope that means you found this tutorial helpful. If so, please give this video a like so other people can find it too. If you're looking for a more complete setup tutorial for the Post Table Pro plugin, I recently made a video about it, which you can check out here. And of course, thanks for watching.